From the airport to here, to say the least, I'm impressed. To say the least, I am happy. And to say the least, congratulations, Mr. Gavin. Today, we're launching a book that has been written by a very nice young man that I've spoken
We don't have another
a few
phone.
days ago. We have found him by the grace of God.
It's not just about holding it,
So
about the
to
laptop.
Amir,
You have to go with the laptop.
I want to use this opportunity
Anywhere you go now, you have to carry the
to
laptop.
congratulate your vision, your capacity and ability to write.
Is that good?
And I'm happy that you wrote on a good subject. That is child Sodulia and the future of the politics in Nigeria. Charles, I'm being very unofficial, and I will remain so. This guy, when I was a governor, paid me a visit at my invitation. And upon this, a better speaker than me. First, he's a professor.
Are you on the PC?
Secondly, he's much more intelligent than me.
View from
Thirdly,
you
he's
from
very
another
versatile. He was governors of governors, because anybody who has money, the other governors are not governors. So he was governors of governors. He decided, because of the service of mankind, to demote himself and become governor. Charles, I told him times without numbers. But he wouldn't listen. Not that he told me he wouldn't listen, but his action betrays it. I've told him severally, I want you to be the governor of Anambra. See him here. You have been governors before, quite a few of those that came earlier. I think you have a lot of work to do here. Come and learn the rope from Anambra and come back and we'll continue the journey. I'm very happy finally, after all this body language of going Villa and no Villa, near Villa and far away from Villa, he has come back to where I told him to go. And I'm happy that it's of good service to your people. And to say the least, I'm happy. I'm very proud that you have decided to come to serve the people. Obviously, of the ordinary people, you deserve to do more than be a governor. But service is service. And service to mankind, and service to your roots, service to your mother and fatherland of Anambra is the beginning of all great beginnings. I pray that your journey will never end here. And I pray that sky is not the limit, but indeed the beginning of your journey. I pray the Almighty God will guide us, give us long life, excellent health, prosperity, and whatever it takes for us to have a good and happy life. For us to see you move on, move forward. I want to assure you that I have a good son in Charles. And I want to assure you, you have an excellent ambassador of the Anambarians and the Igbo nation, wherever he goes. And I assure you, you'll be very proud of him, as you have always been in the past. I pray, Charles, that the Almighty God that brought you here will ease your election, give you great success, and make you move Anambra even further and its people into prosperity, development, and what have you. And I pray that when you finish, I pray we are alive to continue the journey where I want us to go. And Anambarians, I want to congratulate you and wish you the very best. From what I have seen so far is excellent. And I'm an Anambarian because you have no of one child, my father. Those who got to the last one. He's tall I'm tall also like you. I'm not as handsome as him, but it's okay. I'm not as light as him, but that's fine. But our spirit and our hearts are together. And I have so many. Lest I get into trouble with the sons and daughters of Anambra and my brothers. So many of them. Good and nice and dynamic, young and Americans. Middle aged now. They are very good guys that I have met. I wish you the best. For those of you who expected a speech, I don't have one. For those of you who expect me to talk better, unfortunately, I'm now learning the rope. I want to wish you the very best. As you come here, well, may it be well with you. May you go back well. Meet your loved and family very well. Be with you and bless you all. Thank you so much.
We want to sincerely appreciate the chairman of the occasion, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Adamu, as the CON, former governor, executive governor of Bauchi State. Thank you very much for holding us together for about 20 minutes. No dull moment. We really appreciate you, sir. We'll be moving straight to the unveiling of the book. And it will be Your Excellency, sir. Once an excellency, always an excellency. We will start with the unveiling of the book with the chairman of the occasion, His Excellency, the former governor of Bauchi State, Alhaji Ahmed Adamu Muazu, CON.
As we're doing this, we're going to be very fast about it. Let me introduce and welcome to this occasion Architect Bishop Dr. Nyekachukwu Nzekwesi China Karibea, the CEO of Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. You're welcome, Bishop. And then the representative of Ezenuku Osibondo is here. I am talking about Barrister Oli. Yes, Ezavia, you are welcome. Welcome. We go straight to the unveiling. And the chairman is already here. And it will only be proper if we invite the chairman, talking about His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Adamu Muazu, CON, for the unveiling of the book. So, sir, you may wish to come to the book. And I have others who will accompany you and join you to unveil the book. The book reviewer should be part of this. The representative of Ezenubo will also be part of it. The national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, will be part of this. And then the representative of the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, Professor Sita Obu, OON, should please join. Yes. The Ahmed Umar, former governor during military regime, should please do us the honor of joining to unveil the book. Please, sir. His Royal Majesty Igwe Chinedu Emelobe should please help and join in the unveiling of the book. And the chief launcher here is Sir Dan Chukudose. And so please, ma'am, the representative of Dan Chukudose is Lady Ada Chukudose. His Royal Majesty Oboro Baron the Second, JP, Aketekbe Agaraba, the bearer of ancient Baratu Kingdom. Yes, Royal Father of the Warri Southwest local government area, Delta State. The MD Fidelity Bank should please join us, talking about, okay, the great woman herself, Onyali, but Mrs. Please. Yeah. Okay, the CEO of Pine Leaf Estate should please join this unveiling place, talking about Architect Bishop Dr. Onyeka Chukwu Zekwesi. Yes, the representative of the Fidelity Bank should join this place. Senate Bank, talking about Adora Umoji, the GMD, represented by Carl Akwaran, please. And then, yes, the representative of Access Bank should please do us the honor of joining to unveil the book. All right, let me hand over the microphone to today. It is with deep sense of responsibility, humility, that I, Ahmadu Adomuazu, and the rest of all of us here, eminent Nigerians, we take the opportunity to unveil this beautiful book that has been written on our dear brother, His Excellency, Governor Chukwuma Charles Solu. We pray that the Almighty God will bless this book, the writers, and the government. May the Almighty God make it so. Thank you. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The book has been unveiled. And with this, we will kickstart the launching of the book. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now start the launching of the book. We will now hand over the microphone to the chief launcher, Sir Dan Chukwudozie, who is ably represented here today by his lovely wife and the chairman of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Southeast, Lady Ada Chukwudozie, to discuss this now.
Your Excellency, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State,
Please,
Your
can we
Excellency,
take our
the
seats?
Executive Governor of Anambra State, and the principal guest of honor to this event, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CFR, Odelibo, Anambra State, our own solution, Alwa 21, our own Udejiji. the chairman of this event, Your Excellency Alhaji Adamu, the representatives of the former president, President Obasanjo, the book reviewer, my brother, Barrister Chioka, the author of the book, Dr. Anselm Honora, Your Royal Majesties, the Royal Fathers of the Day, and Mothers of the Day, my beautiful sister, the MD of Fidelity Bank, Chief Mrs. Nek Onyalibe, captains of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I feel very privileged and deeply honored to stand before you all today in various capacities at this very auspicious occasion, which is the unveiling of this book. First, as Wada Anambra State, Ada Akwataji Debube, as a protege and the sister of Mr. Governor, I stand so tall. Second, I'm also here representing my husband as the Group Executive Director of Dozie Group of Companies, representing my chairman, Chief Dr. Sir Daniel Waneka Chukwudose, OON, who is unavoidably absent and has asked me to plead on his behalf. And thirdly, in my capacity as a chairman, Keystone Bank Limited. And of course, the chairman, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Southeast Anambra Enugu Ebonyi States. Your Excellency, when we talk about transformation, we know that this journey did not start today. It started way back when, in your days, in your school days, your secondary school days, to your university days, at your student union days at UNN, and of course to Central Bank of Nigeria, where you as the governor proved to the whole world that Nigeria could think boldly and act decisively. I believe it is this audacity that this book is celebrating today. Conceptualize great vision, to think differently and think outside the box, and to stay true authentically to one's convictions, irrespective of the very tough path and challenges that are lined up on that pathway. And so here in Anambra State, we have also witnessed that your transformers spirit shining through your leadership, channeled in your various initiatives, in your construction of various road networks, more than 750 kilometers of them, connecting communities, businesses, and markets, giving us access, and making it easy for us to do business as manufacturers in the state. We have also seen it channeled towards the health sector, where, like the speaker said, that various women make Anambra State their destination whenever they are pregnant, so that they can deliver their babies without spending one kobo. We have also seen this in our schools, where even most recently, Anambra a school in Onitsha, I think Wolewo, was the best school in the whole Nigeria. And it's a public school for that matter. And so through you, we have learned what true leadership means, what it means to be a leader. Does not mean, it's not all about power, to come and show power. It's not about position, and it's not about promises, but about purpose, about performances, and about impact. As a mother, I know that for a leader to build great legacy, you must have to invest in the minds of the young ones. And that is why at Keystone Bank Limited, we share those virtues and those visions. And we have decided to give maximum support to this vision, your vision in education. It may please you to note that tomorrow, Keystone Bank will be handing over to the executive governor for commissioning a transformed St. Jude's Secondary School in Ihiala. And this is keeping in our vision to nurture young minds and preserve, to build the next generation of great Anambrarians. And so today, I want also to thank the author of this book for doing justice to it, documenting this inspiring story of our governor's legacy of vision and courage. I thank you. You have preserved this for the next generation to come. And for us all seated here is to learn from our governor the audacity to transform wherever we find ourselves. So, on behalf of my husband, who is the chief launcher, I'll be unveiling this with a sum of 50 million naira. Long live my governor. Long live in the Anambra State, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Wow. Yes. May I now have the honor of inviting to speak to us His Royal Majesty Oboro Baron II, JP, Akeretekpe Agalaba, the bearer of ancient Paramatu Kingdom, Warri Southwest local government area in Delta State. Your Majesty, please, we wish to come forward to talk to us at this juncture. Yes, and he's coming with his entourage to speak to us at this point.
Our chief launcher, we want to really appreciate you. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you. These are chieftains from royal fathers from the Ijaw community, Delta State.
Ebokwenu.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Anambra State, the Chairman, Anambra State Traditional Rulers Council, Standing on the existing protocol, may I specially acknowledge my royal friends and brothers seated here and the organizers of this program. We bring greetings from our kingdom, the ancient Baramotu kingdom, to the good people of Anambra State. It is a thing of joy being in Anambra to witness and take part in today's book launch. The book, The Audacity of Transformation. Pondering on the title, some days ago, I called on my grandson of about 8 years and asked him that what he understood by the word audacity. He stared into the air for some seconds and then turned to me and said, "How dare you?" And then walked away. I was confused and angry at his temerity. How dare you, Professor Soludo, to transform Anambra State? My grandson is asking. In a nation where every nook and cranny you see decayed infrastructure and underdevelopment, bad roads, and insecurity, one man chose himself to stand out with his transformative development policies and agenda. How dare you? In a time where leaders are blinded by corruption, greed, making a difference. With boldness, I greet you. I greet you, Mr. Governor. Dialogue, GCK. In this book, Audacity of Hope, by former President of the United States, Barack Obama, said that finding the right balance between the competing values is difficult in a complex and a contradictory world. I see you, our Governor Soludo, balancing idealism and realism. May the God of the land rewarded your efforts and take you higher and higher. A songwriter said, "We will be remembered with what we have done, either good or bad." Thank you very much, and God bless you. We also launching this book with the sum of $30,000.
That's another dynamics to it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My dollar, my pound, my naira. Ego carbon.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, and the Chairman of today's occasion, when His Majesty when His Majesty Iboro Barao Isekwa Aketekpe was invited here as the royal father of the day, he contacted some of his brothers across the Niger Delta, cutting traditional rulers from Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, and Ondo states of the joy extraction from rich oil kingdoms like Barao in Bayelsa, the Kingdom in Bayelsa, Kabowe Kingdom, which I belong in Bayelsa and Delta, and Tukutor Kingdom in Ondo, and Olodama Kingdom in Edo State. We are all here we are accompanying our royal colleague to this event, and since he has done his own book launch, there was no way we would come and also support. So the 5 traditional rulers that came alongside with the royal father, the Imperial Garamatu Kingdom, were also launching about 10 books with a sum of $20,000.
Wow. Eyes on! Eyes on! That's amazing. Amazing. Thank you for raising the bar. Wow. Even others $1. Don't believe it. You can't go see the person in all rich kingdom knows you. Exactly. Indoors. Charles chairman of the occasion, former governor of Bauchi State, the chairman of the APGA, APGA, the reviewer of the book and the writer of the book, ought to stand on all existing protocols. The royal fathers from very good friend, we are here on the strength of the transformative agenda of our solution government. Contributing to this book is our own way of saying that we are supporting your developmental strides. We have done very well, but like Oliver Twist, we are asking for more. I really want to say thank you very much. Based on the fact that by becoming a traditional ruler of Oba, as Ezogogo II, is part of your transformative agenda. And on that note, standing on the existing protocols, I want to unveil this book with a sum of 10 million naira. Thank you very much. Now, let me invite the CEO of Pine Leaf. Okay, I can understand that Ezogogo II made it possible for our Royal Majesties to come from Ijo to Anambra State. Thank you very much, Ezogogo. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, Governor Soludo. Thank you, every one of us standing on the existing protocol. I would want to say that the writer of this book is in the spirit. The Audacity to Transform is a wonderful book. that indeed represents the Anambra of today. Why would I say that? The Anambra of today has been transformed exceptionally in all sectors. No sector is lagging behind. As an archbishop of a church, an active member of PFN, I pay for school fees of a lot of students. But to my greatest surprise, when you ask them to go and look for private school, they say, no, we are going to public what? We don't pay school fees, just give us a little thing. When I begin to ask why, they said it's because they have better teachers. And this is the doing of our government. I will say that before this government, Prime Minister State is only seen and active in Delta State. And people usually ask me, why don't you go to your state? But we are afraid of coming to Anambra State. Majority of people are in Anambra State today doing business because this government gave them soft landing. We will call our governor our father. Who cares? Who understands? At times when I do a lot of things, people will say, do you know him? I don't actually know him. What I know is his good deeds. And good deeds speaks volume than knowing anyone. It's a fakego. And that is what our governor represents. Under his leadership, evil was 100% copped. In every sector, both in the police, everywhere is sanitized. Sanity returned to our dear state. If anybody is doing anything, they are afraid because the leader does not tolerate nonsense. Indeed, 100% audacity that transformed the city. A state called Anambra State to a wonderful state. If you cannot see it, you will feel it. The transformation is palpable. And we cannot thank our governor enough for his good deeds. But we say that we continue to support as much as we can. I don't want to talk much, but I thank every Anambra, and I thank our great governor for his good works. And I pray that we continue to support him, that these good works will continue. So, I, Archbishop Dr. Neka, the CEO of Pioneer and Property Limited, and the presiding Archbishop of Jesus and Life Church, SOL, I'm going to launch this book with a sum of 20 million.
Wow. Yes. Let's now invite Engineer Anto Eze. Yes, Eze Mundo, proudly represented here today by a great one himself, Barrister Oli Eze, to come and talk to us at this point.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma, may I be permitted to stand on all existing protocols. I am here on dual capacity as a representative of Prince Alpha and in my capacity as the principal partner of Oli and Partners, because I was also invited. I hope boy, I will take your time. I met His Excellency 4 months ago. He engaged me for 40 minutes in the flight. I was seated beside him. He told me a lot that he has done for Anambra State. He put me on inquiry. By my training as a legal practitioner who has practiced law for over 2 decades, we are trained to believe empirical evidence I said, Allah, I will verify. So he put me on inquiry. I started with infrastructure. I found out that His Excellency commissioned 851 kilometers of road and asphalted over 500 and something kilometers, stone base asphalting. I also discovered under his zero pothole policy that he has rehabilitated over 600 kilometers of roads. I went to inquire on security. I discovered that under his leadership, he liberated 8 local governments, Oruba North South, Ihiala, Egusigo, from criminal non-state actors. That's not easy. I also, while I was doing the research on His Excellency, I discovered a lot that I couldn't just say off heart. I jotted it down. And I will not take your time. His Excellency is actually audacious. He is. I will tell you why. Okay. Human capital and social agenda. I discovered that His Excellency recruited 8,115 qualified teachers in the first 9 months. Free education from nursery to SS3 for all public schools, primary and secondary. He completed 22 smart schools. He distributed 2,500 laptops to teachers. Youth and women empowerment. He launched one youth 2 skills program. Over 15,000 trained and empowered young entrepreneurs, with 1,000 of them now mentoring others. Was it just a few days ago? I saw where he was encouraging them with gifts at their graduation ceremony. Healthcare. He upgraded 326 PHCs with solar power and piped-on water. He recruited 1,500 workers. He sustained the lowest premium for health insurance in the country through Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme. Which one am I going to say? Which one am I going to be? He constructed ultra-modern trauma center at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. Waste management, decentralization of waste management, expanding sustainable waste management, erosion control, 600, plenty things I will not tell you, but I want to say that His Excellency is actually audacious. I thank you, sir, for what you have done. I thank you for what you are doing. I will start with Prince Engineer Adesi. He said I should apologize. He couldn't go due to circumstances beyond his control, and he has decided to support with 30 million. So for me, I'm a schoolboy, you know, lawyers do charge and bail. I will add 5 million, making it 35 million. Thank you.
And now let me invite please let me invite Ada Ejie Jemba, Wani Ejie Mono, Dr. Mrs. Neka Onyali Ibe, MDCO of Fidelity Bank PLC. Put your hands together for this beautiful Amazon as she speaks to us.
Hello. His Excellency, Professor Charles Soludo, His Excellency, the Professor Dr. Ahmadu Mwazi, and please permit me to start from His Royal Majesty. Thank you for coming. They are probably told that this is the one individual Nigeria. Thank you for coming. I stand here today on 2 platforms. One as a platform of the representative of my bank, the bank,
So I'm standing here on a message from my board of directors. And then I'm standing here as Anambra, and I gave me Anambra. I say that I work very dearly, so I always make sure that I support the most that I can. This book cannot have had a better solution Professor Suludu. The first time that I knew him was when he was the governor of the central bank, and the audacity with which he did a consolidation shows you that to me takes somebody who a leader who has courage. And in my many years of training, courage, leadership without courage is rubbish. You have to have the courage to take difficult decisions. So it's not today that this audacity started. So thank you very much for what you did. Because when the wave of the first set of crisis, financial crisis came, it only took what you did to sustain the bank on the global stage. So thank you very much. That's why we have a job today. So I also want to speak to the fact of all the evidence and all information we've gotten here today about the audacity in the transformation of Anambra State. We don't even know where to start. The told me to cut it short. Is it the 850-kilometer roads, or is it the transformation in the education system, where we're consistently leading now in the national examinations? Or is it the pursuit of the non-state actors? That is where we need real audacity, because most people will dodge those kind of things because that's kind of with evil and criminal people. That takes courage. Or is it the roads? Is it the hospitals? I don't even know where to start. But one day I had the shock of my life when I was taken to the state, the new state assembly. What for that place? No, not for city. Government house, lighthouse. And I asked him, Mr. Glamour, why didn't he prepare me for what I was going to see? And because I'm not young, I can have a heart problem. And he should have told me that what I'm going to see is that I'm going to see someplace in a very big, one of the countries that we look up to. So thank you very much, His Excellency. We're very proud of you. But for me, as an Anambra person, Anambra daughter, the biggest for me is the value that I'm putting back in the system. Growing up in Anambra, well of them was all about money. So pursuing them will encourage you. Because at least we're getting back our name. It's not easy. You have to be very spiritual to withstand all of that. But I know that God will continue to protect you. On our behalf, and at least on behalf of our children, because it can't be known as people, anything goes money. Once it's money, it can't be. Because that's not what we're doing. So thank you very much. And you know that as a regulator, I cannot mention money here. But you can be sure that today is the first year back almost. For that reason, we will show our hand. Then on behalf of my husband, who has been a lot of support on this job, and myself, will also make it. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me invite at this juncture Dean Dr. Adora from UON, the GMD Zenith Bank PLC, represented here today by Carl Aparanto, to please speak to us at this juncture.
Excellencies, please permit me to stand on the established protocols. First of all, I bring warm tidings from the Humanity Director of Zenith Bank, named Dr. Adora, who Ada number herself. Send apologies, she have not been here, but she's out of the country, and then she has also reached out to Mr. on this. Sincere apologies. And I also want to thank the writer, really, Dr. for such an outstanding book. And I also have very special appreciation to the reviewer, as usual, Chief Osita Stoker. That was quite brilliant. And basically told us everything about the book in so short a time. I want to say this. Mr. Governor has been a trailblazer right from his days. You know, essentially we got together in 97 Calago. So then before I met him briefly at the university at UNN when he was already a lecturer. And then of course when he went to Central Bank, that's where he left his mark at the national level. He totally saved the Nigerian financial system, but he saved the country in 2008 because I mean the world was actually almost collapsing. So the audacity has been there, it's been pronounced. However, I've been quite excited about what I had today. These are real testimonies from real people about the giant development strides in all the sectors: education, healthcare, and of course IT. These are all people-oriented, projects that everybody is testifying to. But most importantly, like Chief Osita said, the connection between policy, politics, and the people has been the mainstream of his style of governance and his leadership. So thank you so much, Mr. Governor, for all you have done, all you have continued to do. So on behalf of Dr. Adora, Moji, and Zenibai, we have actually sent a message to the author, which obviously I will not say. But we also, she left a message that she passed on to the author that we're looking forward to volume 2 because the governor's work still continues. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, without wasting time, let me invite the representative of the MD of Access Bank. Let me invite Chidinma Daweke to please speak to us at this point. Chidinma Daweke. Okay. Okay, let me invite the author. I think Daweke is not here now. Let me invite Dr. Anselm Honor. Please, the book is there. You can collect a copy and then put what you're going to give on the paper. Thank you very much. The author now.
I came up here so that you all could see me. I understand that many people don't understand that. Excellency, Mr. Governor of Anambra State, on what way? Please permit me to stand on already established, very well established protocol by the MCs and everyone who can speak. Mine is very brief because the book figure really has not just the book. And I'm also glad that I'm speaking at this point when almost everyone who's supposed. So I want to thank first the Almighty God who made today a reality. For the inspiration, for the knowledge, for the wisdom. Second, for Professor Charles Chukwumasoludo, who without his works, the thinking of this book would have been possible. I think I've been around in Anambra, apart from the times I went to the universities. I've grown in Anambra and I've seen governors. But for one thing, standing out, and like the reviewer said, the ability to bring our students very high down to the grassroots. I want to sincerely thank you. And I think I'm privileged that I'm alive at the time you are serving as a governor. I think God reserved you because we would have been governor earlier. Probably when I would have had the opportunity to do this. But God kept you at this point that I'm here. So I want to really thank God. And I want to thank all of you for making out time to be here. I cannot but thank you and thank you. What I try to do is just to open a conversation. The book is not a closed topic. It's just to open a conversation, as the movie has said. So I look forward also. The joy of it is also to see people reading it and people even writing more about it. Because for us, working with Mr. Governor is a masterclass. There is no time to speak for me. I learned the art of keeping diary from the seminar. At the point I stopped, but when I met Mr. Governor, I started keeping diary. Each time he speaks, there's knowledge supposed to be you. Mr. Governor, I want to be like you when I grow old. I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I begin to call names, and you may not be able to leave today. But as we leave back, may God Almighty continue to guide and protect you through Christ our Lord. Thank you.
Wow. He said they wanted to come up the stage because it's very brief, so that we'll be seeing it very well. But his ideas are not brief. So don't know, it's not only him that will have inspired. You know, you started early. When you were in the primary school, you came out with distinction. Secondary school, distinction. University, first class. So ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, let me invite that man that has changed Anambra State beyond condition. Professor Chukuma Charles Soludo, CFR, Mr. Solution, all to Okuneliuka, the best governor in entire Africa. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, thank you very much. Thank you. Please, you may be seated. Don't worry, we're out of here in the next few minutes. Let me even have a copy. Let me have my copy of it. But you have mine. You are yet to, okay. Yeah, because the chairman of this event, my brother and friend, we'll call him the desert magician. Several of you may not know, it's quite a long history, because today we've come here because of a book entitled Audacity to Transform. Maybe a book of a similar title should have been written about the chairman of the event today. It's quite coincidental that he's actually chairing this particular event, because as governor of Bauchi State, he left indelible marks in that particular state in terms of the force of transformation. That it was nicknamed the desert magician, man who was taming the desert, as it were. It's really quite exciting to see you here today. Welcome to Anambra, my brother. We've procrastinated about this for a while. I missed your last event, the 70th. We're still going to have my own celebration after my election next month. We'll come and celebrate the 70th as it were. So you're welcome, sir. And also with you, to the 12 retired ambassadors, Ahmed Omar, ON, and Abdulaziz Dankano, both retired foreign service officers of the Federal Republic. thank you very much for accompanying my friend and chair of this event to Anambra State. And then to the representative of our boss, the one and only, I think, he is such that we no longer call even the titles. We just say Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, here ably represented by my friend and brother as well, Professor Osito. And then, of course, Amazons, the Anambra Amazons, the ladies that were our own exports to the world. Quite interesting. Both of them are seated together. It remains the third one, in the banking sector, but heavily represented by the ED. And now the book reviewer, my brother and friend, Chief Osita Chinaka. Now I forgot that they've added a barrister to it as well. And then our national chairman, Ezavia. Right, I can see the Cubanas, my state chairman, Ibezi. As I look down, quite a whole long list of people, members of the House of Assembly and National Assembly. And then your Imperial Majesties, your Royal Highnesses, Majesties. I'm speechless. Let me just end by saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mine is just comments, a few comments of gratitude. But before that, to put a very important disclaimer, of course, the author, Dr. Anselm, I'm coming to you in a second. The disclaimer is to let you know that this event, both from the writing to now, I think a copy, the copy was delivered last night. My chief of staff told me that a copy had come. Gave him copy last night also. So, but here, sitting on the table here, I was just perusing. I was just looked at the dwarfs, the comments by some people. That's the closest I've come to seeing the book, or knowing what is inside of it. And that's why when that's not part of the reason, but we have made it a policy for all those writing books and so on, even the one launched, I think, last year, marking the 20th anniversary of the banking revolution in Nigeria, which someone entitled The Power of One Man. And the desert magician was there at the launch in Lagos. I just said to them, this is your own work. I have nothing to do with it. It's your own interpretation of what you think we have done. And therefore, it's your event. You write it, you publish it, you're doing a public presentation, it's your event. Yours sincerely will only show up as one of the invited guests. And I think the MC or whatever, when they were calling the list of those who will come out for the unveiling, I think it was quite tactical. I was waiting to see if they were to call my name, and they carefully avoided calling me to join, thereby confirming my status as just an invited guest. So it's just to confirm that all the things that you have seen, but absolutely, but whether it is invitations, whether it's anything, I never spoke to anyone, not a single person, about this event. I was just myself waiting to say, what date again? So they reminded me yesterday that this event will happen today. I said, okay, because the season we're in. The only thing I have added to it is the time I would have been dancing in the markets now. By now, several markets, I would be dancing in those markets by now, but that's for good cause. So I needed to put this context, that this has been about Dr. Anselm Onuara. It is his book, and this event is his event. We are all his guests today. So thank you very much. Therefore, then, to appreciate Dr. Onuara immensely for this particular effort. must tell you, when they was talking about, oh, I said, no. Nothing that is not directly connected to votes now will get my attention. So anything you are inviting me to now, I'm calculating, does it get me votes? And I said, the people in this room who are going to come for this thing, those who will vote for me will already vote for me anyway. Those who won't vote. So this is not adding anything. But they say, but then, of course, there are also times that we'll make some exceptions. And this one we decided, okay, today we'll make this exception. But I'm quite excited being here and listening to the book review. It's an excellent job that gave me an insight into what is contained in the book. So I'm looking forward to being able, all I now do, because when I have my reading list, I pack them in my hand luggage, traveling. It's when I now going to travel in between flights. Yeah, now you turn one and read a few chapters and then close again. The next travel, maybe in between one or two travels, I will find time. So when I go home, when you autograph this, I'm going to put it in my hand luggage. The next times I travel, a few times, I will get a chance to find out what is inside of it. But meanwhile, to say congratulations for the effort. Having said that, and I want to say maybe a sentence or two about the author himself. Just staying here and listening and reflecting about I would say, the short period we interfaced. I discovered him. I thought, because part of what we also do is talent hunt. You sieve out the talented young people and try to also mentor and let them also grow, because people must take over from us. When I discovered him, I fellow. Ezelubo and Ezafia and so on and so forth, all of you, we're deeply, deeply, deeply grateful. And I'm sure Dr. Onoara will be encouraged to do even more. But there is something for me. I mean, it's just to thank him and thank all of you for coming and to encourage all of us while you leave to please try and pick a copy. I have picked mine, and like I said, I'm going to read it with interest. But I'll tell you, the only thing that makes this job worth it is this kind of feedback. That's what makes this job worth it. Otherwise, it can sometimes seem a very thankless, worthless job. I've had calls many times. Ask yourself at a personal level, what is really? It's nothing, is it? For what? To add to your name, or to add to that you have something to eat, or a house to live, or a car to drive, or to pay school fees? What? What? Actually, at a personal level. But the only thing that makes it worth it is actually when you get this kind of feedback. Not the feedback you get in this kind of room, but the feedback I get, especially because I'm very hands-on with the people. I drive around and I stop spontaneously in markets and just get in there. My deepest apologies to my security team. I cause them high blood pressure all the time. Because you stop impromptly and just, get into the crowd and they get hysterical. Oh my God, no, you can't. I said, no, but we're going. Then do your own job. My own job is to get in there. Your own job is to make sure I'm alive there. So we keep handling that. But the good news is that the people themselves give the feedback. It's when I move in with them, you hear what the Dubai Taiwan means for them. Those communities that you couldn't get to at all. You hear when they talk about the fact that my siblings, my sister, my this, or I delivered free of charge. Free antenatal, free delivery that has benefited over 170,000 women with over 500 cesarean operations, all free of charge and near zero mortality. You move around, they tell you, they give you the feedback. And with about 40-something% of them actually non-indigenous of Anambra. Non-indigenous. Just coming back to the theme of my brother and friend, the chair. This is one nation. If there is any place that prioritizes and emphasizes the concept of one nation with one destiny, it is Anambra. It is Anambra. We don't ask you where you come from. What we want is the best. In our healthcare facilities, the non-indigenous constitute, I think if my commissioner for health was here, he will tell you it's about 40-something% non-indigenous. Yes, I think about 48 or thereabout, indigenous 52%. With the beneficiaries of, is it primary, the free education in public primary schools? The same. But even in the recruitment in public sector, we said that only the best is good enough for Anambra. And so our recruitment of 8,115 teachers cut across 18 states of Nigeria. 18 states. Because what is important to the Anambra child is to be taught, the interest of the Anambra child is to be taught by the best teacher in the world, not by the incompetent one from his village. We've prioritized this, and it shows within 3 years, it shows they play the show. What makes a school is the quality of teachers and quality of teaching. Otherwise, you can have garbage in, garbage out. When we came, public education, and I'll just single out this one. Public education was down and out due to decades of outright neglect. So the performance of mission schools and private schools beclouded the attention, the decay, the decadence in public education. I said, no, that public sector is the only place where you say, I think the book Revere called it justice, and some others talking about a opportunity equalizer and so on and so forth. Because the difference between the poor and the rich is simply opportunity. When we were growing up, the children of the rich and the poor attended the same school, taught by the same teachers. So if the children of the poor were brilliant enough, hardworking enough, they had opportunity in the next generation to do better than the children of the rich. It was the opportunity, the ladder of opportunity. But over time, that died. And I said in some writings that we were now creating dynasties of poverty, where the children of the poor were condemned to go to the poorly funded, poorly resourced public schools. And they will end up with poor learning outcomes, and therefore end up being poor. And their own children again end up being poor. So that once poverty enters a particular family, it becomes a dynasty. And people could only escape it through a fluke, accident, or criminality. Either they want to do 419, or they go into drug, or they go into kidnapping, and criminality was the only escape. Otherwise, they were perpetually condemned to poverty. But public education, when I came and I said we must go back and rebuild public education, many naysayers, including very prominent people, said it was not possible. They said it was impossible, that the public sector could not manage, that the issue was management. Somebody told me publicly that the kind of public education that brought me up was no longer available and was no longer possible. But I said, no. If we accept that, then we'll let us, government, you should as well close government, because government has also failed in many ways since colonial era. We should invite back the British to take over, because we have also failed in public service. But it was possible. And we started the experiment. We put the right resources there, the right systems in place, and within 3 years, the same public education that was the, if you like, the, I don't want to use the title of a book, The Wretched of the Earth, but it seemed like that. Nobody cared. Now, in Anambra, public education is not only back, it is now on winning ways. It's now on winning ways. Like the chairman of MAN Southeast said, Lady Chukwudozie said, I spoke with the Minister of Education on Sunday. That was World Teachers Day. And he was very excited to tell me that Anambra School was ranked the best overall school in Nigeria. And that best overall school happens to be a public school. Guess what? They said public sector could not manage. Last year, that overall school, of course, came home with a presidential prize. This is presidential prize nationwide. Anambra now won about 9 prizes nationwide out of 15 available, came home with 9. And you know what? About 6 or so of those prizes happen to have gone to public schools. The minister also informed me, was talking about Anambra education system. Oh, last year I was talking about manager. the overall best manager, school administrator for all schools in Nigeria last year, 2024, went to an Anambra teacher, I think principal of a public school in Anambra. Came home as well with the president's car. And the minister told me something, and I will end with the one Wyatt wrote to one of the schools here. The minister excitedly told me they have a special school for talented, especially gifted children in Suleja, something academy. And they just finished recruitment, admission of 200 persons. On the admission, each state got 2 on basis of equality of states. That's 36 states, maybe plus FCT, you will have like 72, 74 or so. Okay? The remaining were strictly on merit. And he told me, as the minister telling me now on Sunday, that Anambra, for the remaining 120-something left on merit, Anambra people, for the 36 days and FCT, Anambra people on merit took 29 of the places available from Anambra schools. Plus the 2, that is for equality of states. Then Anambra had 31 out of 200 spaces available for the entire country. And guess what? The final one, welcome, Obikuban, welcome. Yes, your elder brother has been there holding the chair for you. Yes, I know that before we leave, he was going to come and pick 5, 10 copies. I know that. They just cut it short. So you're welcome. I think they just arranged the books, copies for you here. Your Igwe has Oba Bomb. Igwe Kalaka. Igwe Kalaka. Ezo Boko. Okay? And the messy figure. Igwe Nkema, the certificate that Afande there. So, yeah, so the lustrous son has also arrived. It will support Igwe seriously. Now, the note I now saw on Tuesday from WAEC, confirming that a school in Anambra had the best result in sciences, chemistry, physics, biology. And guess what? That school happened to be a public school in Anambra State. So, what I'm trying to say is that these things work. They work. They work. They work. And we'll set into it. People say it's not possible. When we set out the banking revolution, the headlines then was that it was impossible. But in 18 months, it got done and changed the face of banking and financial system in Nigeria forever. I don't get into this, but here in Anambra, we're very deliberate, very intentional about every step that we're taking. We've got to rebuild the pillars to build this new society. Anambra has all the potential to be whatever we desire it to be. When we say we want to build it to become a livable and prosperous homeland, it's not just a slogan. We are very deliberate. The 5 pillars of what we are doing, we are systematically putting them in place. You can build all the skyscrapers and build all the bridges and flyover everywhere. But without the human beings that will inhabit the place, it's useless. And that's why we are prioritizing what we call towards a new Onyanambra. The new person to inhabit this new land that we're building, where we will be proud that our great-grandchildren will live. So, what I said to you, my dear brothers, is to say, let's continue. The main message I leave with you is that, Anselm, you wrote this piece almost at the point where we are just warming up. We're just warming. We haven't even, the way we feel, we haven't started. But I will tell you one thing. In the next few, the election will be over in the next 1 month, isn't it? Or less than 1 month. The election will come and go. Hopefully, we don't know who is contesting against us, but we are contesting as if we are the underdog to the unknown opponent. But after 8th of November, we are going to go on a massive acceleration. We're going to get on a massive acceleration. Massive acceleration. And so far, to our people, sorry, I have some little cold. When we go around the state, what we see is something that has never happened in the history of Anambra. So I want to thank the Anambra, because for the first time, I don't know where else it has happened, communities, the people themselves have taken over our campaign. Communities have taken over the campaigns. They are not only organizing the rallies, they organize the rallies themselves, and I come to the rally, they also give me a check to support the campaign. Yes, I was at Oba last week. Was it? Yeah, I was at Oba. After they did the endorsement rally, paid by themselves, they gave me 50 million naira check. The other day I was at Obosi, 50 million. I was at Ibuku, 50 million. Ekulobia, Ogidi, 50 million. Everyone support Ekulobia, 80 million. Yesterday at Oka North, 150 million. Support groups. Nah. Oh, this support group. I don't even talk about communities that are still lined up, or if it's 100 million. This one, that's about so I appreciate you. Abatete 20 million. Because I've seen somebody from Abatete looking at me here. Saying I don't forget Abatete. Abatete gave us 20 million. Yes, it's been going on just massively across the entire place. So, my dear friends, but this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. So whoever asks you, I think it's our boss that told you that you'll still be ready to write part 2. Because you wrote too early. I'm sure those, you will be co-author. My friend Ositobu said, in that part 2, he will be a co-author. I'm sure, because when you say a front row, they said, but he never sat in exco with us, but he's so passionately linked, even from the local government bit. His eyes and ears were all inside, peeping in to see what is going on there, and so on. So I want to thank you again, and very importantly, thanking the Anambra. Thanking the Anambra, who are my employers. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. We're applying again, isn't it, for the renewal of our contract, isn't it? Because we're on 4-year renewable contract, but it's renewable only once, isn't it? Okay. So we have been shortlisted. We are going through the interview again. And all I can say to you is that the task ahead is still enormous. We still have humongous work to do. I flipped through the chapters of the book. I saw you pointing to the signaling the issue of the new cities that are being designed, the industrial city. Imagine the aerotropolis, the rail master plan that has been designed, the two new cities, the new Niger, the New Yorker 2.0, and so on and so forth. Anambra, we've been grappling to put the few of the fundamentals. We've been grappling to put in a few of the fundamentals. Because when we came in and 8 local government were completely taken over by these bad boys, the first order of business is to get them, rescue back Anambra. And I'm happy to announce in no distant time, I will be traveling to Eponesia in the Hiala, to signal that place. People are now getting back. By this time, when I was contesting for governorship, nobody dared to wear party or anything, even to indicate that you are involved in politics and move around in Anambra. Somebody was shot because he was driving a branded vehicle, and everybody ran. But thank God, those fundamentals are now falling in place. And the next phase is the acceleration gear. And Anambra, as the Americans will say, Ronald Reagan once said to the Americans, he said, "You ain't seen nothing yet." And the Anambra, that's what I said to you on this moment. This is introduction. We're at the introductory phase. When we get to the main menu, then you'll have to write part 2, part 3, and part 4. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Yes.
O nwere onye ziri ozi ebe a ka m mezie the announcement nke a. Obi Kubana, anụrụ m ife ikwu na ebe igwe na ya, nnukwu igwe na ya, na ife ome na ịma emelu onye ome na ị ga-eme bilo. Eche m na ị ga-eme ime ife anyị wee sọpọtụ igwe. Na igwe, ịma na ndị igwe na-abụ anyị dị surprise sef na igwe mere ibe atọ ọlụ. Because ndị igwe fathers, onye ọ na-atụkọta aba atụkọta gbọ igwe pụtakwuzie igbo nwanyị na ọ dịkwa egwu ndị ọba ife dịkwa n'ọba. Obi Kubana sị m zie ọ sị na ya ga-enye na sọpọtụ kama na ya ife igwe ma enye wepụ 1 naira dị ya, ewepụ 1 naira dị ya ka ọ hapụ ije ka nke hapụ ije compete with nke igwe. Kama ana m asị ruo n'obi unu na-alụọ n'ọba onye ji ife kwa nne ya na ọbọkwa ndị ọkpara gburu maka unu emeje gbasa unu ya eme donation n'ọba esi na igwe emego ego na-ada ihe emezi bilo biko kwanụ ya mbe na nke book launch ya tata ya mbe nọ 1 naira less so considerably 9,999,999 naira. Oh, so there 99999. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anambra Unerika. If Anambra the one. Okay, if I book launch na email, $1. Our Majesties. You came and this one was asking in dollars, not I said, wow, $30,000, $20,000. This one, dollars. I turned around to say, this is me, my own naira. Becca is squeezing inside the pocket. but it is well. Thank you very much. Let's keep our number going. Okay. I can say that my friend Anko, because they came with this flight, I'm sure they are rushing back. So thank you very much. I think a few of you will be, yes. Okay, so you arrange that one. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the national anthem.
In brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve a sovereign motherland.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank everyone who will continue to bless us. May Anambra continue to rise. What a moment, what a time for Anambra to have a governor that cares.